Welcome everybody to the Professional Storm Responders latest video. We have a very special guest today. We have Nick. Nick is from Alabama. He found us on Twitter and we got in contact with him and we decided to set up a little Q&A today. Nick, thanks for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be with us. Tell the folks a little bit about yourself and what you're doing in the weather world right now.
Well, as y'all know, my name's Nicholas or Nick, either way. Um, Live in Alabama. I've been chasing and watching storms from my house in Morgan County, Alabama, and I've got a couple pictures throughout the years, and I've caught a bunch of lightning photos. Some of it I just took from videos and all, but got a bunch of lightning photos and just, you know, got to meet a couple meteorologists, and I'm just pursuing my dreams.
Very, very cool. So, yeah, Nicholas is way cooler than us. Al, in case you don't know, he has Dr. Reed Timmer and James Spann following him on social media. So, that means that Nick is a pretty big deal in the weather world.
Absolutely, man. I would love to meet James Spann one of these days. He was up in our neck of the woods not that long ago. I'm just now starting to learn about him. He's a southern guy, and I'm a northern guy, so I've never really had much to learn, or not learn, but much to get to know meteorologists, especially local news media, stuff like that. But since Matt has told me about him and talked about him some, I've learned a little bit more. I've actually was in one of his classes where he did a little lecture. So it's an amazing, amazing, amazing man. Just Matt, got one thing to remember, buddy.
Respect the polygon.
Respect the polygon.
That should be the state motto of Alabama, I think.
I agree with y'all.
So my first question to you, Nick, what got you into weather? What made this a passion for you?
Well, it all started in 16 when a tornado actually came over my house, and it was an EF3 actually. And it didn't kill anybody, but it was actually not warned. It never was warned, and we didn't have any idea. It tore up a lot of our farm and a lot of areas around me, and that really got me to first, want to help people and help save people from storms, because a lot of people die each year from tornadoes, lightning, all kind of stuff like that. So
very good. The so when did you first start um, your storm career? Would that be storm career?
I
But
wanted
when you started doing pictures, and when was your first spotter class that you took?
I started in 2020 during the COVID years. I got out and started taking photos, and then I became really fascinated after Hurricane, I believe Laura, hit Louisiana, and I started becoming really fascinated with the way radar models showed the hurricane and how strong they were, and became fascinated with that. And I started taking pictures and all. Right now, I'm at a young age. I'm waiting to be 15 to take the classes. So I have not taken any classes just yet, but I'm just about to start classes.
Very good. So you've not done the spotter training through your local NWS yet?
Not yet, but I'm just
Very
now
good.
waiting on getting it.
Very
Now,
good. Very, very good.
with where you said you're located, is Birmingham your local NWS office?
Huntsville is my
Huntsville.
local.
Okay. So do you have any questions for us, Nick?
I do have one. How many tornadoes have y'all been through?
Jeez, we've been at it for a while. I'm in the double digits somewhere. I've in the past few years, the 2019 Memorial Day outbreak here in Ohio, I was just on the west side of an EF3 tornado in the Salina. 2002, Van Wert had an EF4 tornado that hit my town. and I was actually driving parallel with it. So, kind of like similar to you, that was the day I kind of knew that weather was going to be my passion and kind of got into it from there. Uh, and geez, a bunch of EF0, EF1 tornadoes. But I'm in the double digits somewhere. I would say probably somewhere between 15 and 20 in my lifetime.
And
Uh,
and like Matt said, the Memorial Day tornadoes, that was the biggest one for me. It was just a little north of us here, the next town over, Brookville, Ohio, where it all started from. Got that one under my belt. I've had several out and about. I've got 30 years in the fire service, so we respond on a lot of weather related stuff. And I've also deployed for EMS through FEMA for Hurricane Ike down in Texas and Hurricane Irene. Now, the Texas one, now there was a lot of funnel clouds and actually a lot of tornadoes. I never was involved with a tornado there, but we did see a lot of funnel clouds when Ike was rolling through.
I do,
Go
if
ahead.
y'all don't mind me asking. Um, were y'all in the Mayfield, Kentucky storm? Did y'all chase that one?
Kind of.
So that was a little bit south of us, but we were involved because we actually have a good friend of ours. His name is Austin. He lives in Princeton, and that storm went through Princeton first, correct, Al, before it hit Mayfield?
No, it actually started in Mayfield, Kentucky, came up to Benton, then it crossed an area called the LBL, the
LBL.
land between the lakes, came up the backside of Princeton, right behind Austin's house, and then cut up through Dawson Springs
That's right.
and went on north.
So, and that started all the way back in Searcy, Arkansas. So,
Yeah.
it came within what,
Uh,
5 miles or
that
something
that night, wasn't it that night, Matt? Me and you was working the radio station, and after the end of shift on the way home, that's when we was able to start getting involved, watching radar, giving radar advice, stuff like that to our buddy down
Yep, yep. So, not directly boots on the ground, but yeah, we're giving radar assistance to some people down there. So,
All right.
my question to you, Nick. So with this being a passion, is this what you want your career to be? Do you want to be a meteorologist or maybe a professional chaser? What are you thinking?
Right now, I'm wanting to be a professional storm chaser. Pretty excited. I've been trying to get with some people to maybe be able to take me on a chase one day, but pretty hard because I think most people you got to pay for it, and but it's for safety reasons as well.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. So I assume you're probably a pretty big follower of like Reed Timmer and those guys. I'm sure you probably watch a lot of their stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So, you kind of hopefully you've been taking notes. Obviously, Reed is really good at what he does, but hopefully you've also learned that I don't know about you, but I don't have money to replace a windshield every three weeks. So hopefully, you're taking some notes on the good stuff that the guys like that do and kind of learning from some mistakes because unfortunately this year especially we've had a lot of chasers. I think it's been like 4 or 5 chasers being hit by tornadoes this year. So a lot of irrational decisions being made. And the best thing I can tell you is with you being 14, kind of take notes on that and learn from those mistakes.
Yeah, and I will. I've been taking some notes on meteorology and storm chasing at the same time. I know a bunch of people on Twitter, including one YouTuber, was hit by a tornado, and it really scares you and shakes you a little bit. But you just got to watch what you do and make sure you're in the right spot at the right time to escape from it.
Who are some of the storm chasers that you follow?
I follow Reed, Chris Hall. Let's see, Vince Welton.
Yeah.
Yep. There's a bunch more I just cannot think of right now.
Yeah. Very good. Very, very good. When I first started storm chasing, there was no YouTube. So
Yeah, now everybody's getting into the huge weather community, I've noticed.
yes.
Yeah, it has become like a brotherhood, really. I know you would have been really young, but if you ever watched the show Storm Chasers with Reed, that's kind of where he got national notoriety, and Sean Casey. And, when El Reno happened and Tim Samaras and his crew, including his son, died, you saw how much of a brotherhood it was, just the outpouring of people getting together and kind of, paying their respects to him. That's the good thing about the storm chasing community is everybody does kind of look out for everybody for the most part, and that kind of makes you proud to be a part of it.
Yeah, I've met a lot of good friends throughout Twitter, and I actually own a group through Facebook, and I help because I got a lot of family members that are very nervous around storms because we've been through a lot of storms, and I work really hard to try to put live streams out there on Facebook, and I'm working on getting enough subscribers on YouTube to work live streams through there.
Very good. What's the name of your channel on Facebook that you work through?
Well, I use my personal name, Nicholas Driver, but there is a group that I have. It's called Driver WX Weather Group. You can go follow me down there. And you got three of us. You got Tamia Wilson, and you got Mario. I can't remember his last name right now. And then you got Zane Hall. You got all of us as meteorologists. Well, chasing our careers as per se.
So let me ask you, because I definitely have looked at your Twitter. I'm definitely impressed with the stuff that you're putting on there. Congratulations. I think I saw you're at 1,500 followers. That's awesome, man. What are your favorite radar products to use? Excuse me.
I use my favorite one is Radar Omega currently, but I also use Radar Scope, which is decently well. Those two are the about only ones that I use during storm chasing, other than my local radars.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, the local radars is very valuable because they can give you more information on topographically how storms react. They know best on how they react in their area.
We definitely are Radar Omega. We also use the Gibson Ridge products on our computers.
That's my favorite.
Once you get money set aside, we recommend Gibson Ridge. I know a lot of people use WSV3, which is graphically, I think, is more impressive than the Gibson Ridge products, but Gibson Ridge products, I think, are top of the line for data. So I don't think you can go wrong with any of them, but that's just what we use.
Correct.
We use GR and we use Radar Omega. So
and the biggest thing is once you understand the radar side of things, once you realize that what you're looking at right now on your screen is not happening right now, it's already happened, 5 to 10 minutes prior. So once people start realizing that, then that's where they will that's where you start being able to let the radar work for you, so you get a prediction where it's going versus chasing where the actual thing says it is.
Yeah, so
where it was.
That's right. So you said you want to be a professional storm chaser. So you're gonna coast to coast, kind of like Reed style, drive through the night, or what are you thinking? I mean, because obviously, with the shift in Tornado Alley, you're kind of in a prime spot there in that Dixie Alley area. So
yeah. My basic plan is to not go too much into when I first start out. I'm going to start driving just a few hours just to see the feel and all, and drive during the daytime and not do nighttime until I can really get used to storm chasing and really get used to the safetiness of things.
And night times are absolutely horrific time, unless you're out doing post storm getting damage reports or photography of lightning or stuff like that. But man, them nighttime, them nocturnal tornado chases are absolutely breathtaking, terrifyingly breathtaking.
And as a matter of fact, Al, what was it? Maybe 3 weeks ago when the severe weather moved through our area, um, we went out and Rachel and I went out and parked ourselves. And what ended up being right in the middle of two, I think EF1 tornadoes. One went to the north of us and one went to the south of us. And they were far enough away, we were safe, but it's one of those things, unless you catch it in a lightning, it's almost impossible to see. So good call on
Yeah.
not doing the nocturnals chasing.
I do
I believe-
want to mention.
Good.
I do want to mention there was this one storm recently. I think it was about January the 12th. I live in Decatur. I'm just going to specifically tell the city I'm in. I'm in Decatur. And I was watching the storms from my front door, and I went outside, and all of a sudden I start hearing my weather radios go off. And that's when I realized that my area was under a tornado warning. That tornado later on was an EF1, but I did catch, I believe, I've been looking at it for the past couple months. I believe I caught a wall cloud, my very first wall cloud I've ever caught. But lightning kind of lit it up perfectly to show a wall cloud. And lightning was very, very frequent. I could tell something was wrong. And because, when you get frequent lightning, that's when something, the air atmosphere, everything's spinning in the air. And I did catch a wall cloud and a few lightning pictures, but it was a pretty good day for me to capture storms. I think only one death happened, unfortunately.
Yeah, and that's one of the bad things in fire service. I love to do my job. I love to fight fire. I love to run on the bus. I love doing my job. Unfortunately, by me doing something I enjoy requires somebody else to get hurt or something happen. And it's the same way with storm chasing. We love chasing storms. We love meteorology and looking at clouds and all this stuff. But on the flip side of that coin, like me and Matt talked to quite a bit, is that for us to go out and do these chases that we love, that means somebody's barn is getting blown over or crash on the highway, whatnot.
Yeah. But the one thing I would suggest to you too is one thing that we found since we've been involved with storm chasing. Once you get old enough, take a class in Paducah and familiarize yourself with a woman named Christina Wilgos. She has been a go-to for us for a lot of information, and she's actually done a couple interviews with us over the years. So,
Yep.
that is another thing. I know in your area, there are a lot of good National Weather Service people too. Get in contact with them and beyond just taking a Skywarn class, bug them until they start giving you the information that's going to keep you as safe as possible. And more often than not, they're going to be glad to answer your questions as long as it's not like a real busy day for them, weather-wise. So,
I will definitely do that.
but yeah, go ahead, Al.
Absolutely. You want to surround yourself with what you're wanting to be. Try to be inclusive with, not just I want to be a storm chaser and I'm only going to talk to drivers. But, one of your biggest things to make you the best storm chaser is to know weather, know the weather patterns, know the layout. So, taking little courses, in the very beginning, me and Matt took all kinds of radar courses and constantly, or I know I was especially constantly going over things, making sure I understand the flying eagle, the kidney bean, all these other things, QLCS, all these other terms. So when we hear those terms, we'll know what the atmosphere is doing. But now we've went past that, and we use some other products that we use to do our own forecasting by looking at the data and that's why we like GR and stuff and Pivotal. Pivotal Weather is big for us that we get all the data and we know where the moisture is. We know all that stuff. So that's one of the big things. Surround yourself with as much information as possible. Information, knowledge is power.
And yeah, Nick, and now that we've gotten to know each other a little bit and stuff, you could always hit us up on any form of social media or anything like that. If you have any, radar questions, anything like that, we'll definitely do our best to answer any questions we can for you too. So don't hesitate to reach out.
I surely will reach out to you. I do have a lot of questions sometimes with some storm, how everything works and all. But I learned pretty well, and I do want to mention Ryan Hall, y'all, if y'all have heard about him. He helped me grow
Maybe once
knowledge.
or twice.
Yeah, he helped me grow knowledge on a lot of weather, but I will definitely contact y'all if I have any questions.
Absolutely. Ryan Hall's a really good guy. I really like him. He is extremely knowledgeable. And as for YouTube meteorology, I think he's excelling at it. He's got his little corner of the market right there, and he's just paving ways. There's a lot of starting to get more of YouTube meteorology coming in. People taking some classes and learning and giving their interpretation of the sounding stuff. So Ryan Hall is a good guy. Actually, I've talked to him quite a bit when he was first putting together his chase vehicle. Me and him was talking about what type of radio to put inside of a storm chaser. One amateur radio wise that's easy on the fly, and I gave him my opinions on it, stuff like that. But with communications, two questions for you. Do you utilize the Zello program to have communications for a radar support person, team, whatever? And have you ever thought of amateur radio Skywarn?
I do use Zillow. I use it for my weather team. I'm not connected to any big teams. I'm connected to small teams and small groups of my friends of Twitter. And yes, I have thought about doing amateur radio before. Just I do try to learn up on it. After reading the James Spann book, which I definitely recommend. And that's got me pretty interested on the amateur radio part of Skywarn, and I do want to start taking training on that as well, and just getting closer to that.
Very good. YouTube.
Yep.
They actually have ham teams or ham clubs that puts on these classes for free. They post them on YouTube so you can watch them as you feel you got time availability. Go ahead, Matt.
I was just going to say one thing I will say is, now that you're trying to grow your YouTube channel, one thing that does kind of bother me about the YouTube weather community, and I will definitely not call anybody out by name. And this is one thing, just, from one weather enthusiast to the other, I ask if once your channel starts growing, don't do the clickbait thing that not every storm is the storm to end all storms and we're all going to die. And this is huge. And, because as living in Alabama and, the tornado sirens go off quite a bit throughout the year, people kind of get desensitized to that kind of stuff. So if they're coming to your channel and they're hearing every storm is a bad storm and it's going to, be the one that kills people, God. All of that, that they're gonna kind of be like, all right, well, we don't necessarily believe your channel anymore, or they're gonna just kind of be like, well, the last 8 times you said it, nothing's happened, and that's the one big thing about the YouTube storm community that really does bother me, is the fact that they think that they try to, and I get it, the YouTube algorithm and they got to get views somehow. I get their point of view on it, but it does kind of paint the storm chasing community as a whole as kind of doomsday, end of the world kind of people. And that's kind of what we don't want to be in the storm chasing community. So when you're growing your channel, try to be as honest as possible and grow it the right way.
Yeah, I've noticed that as much as you have. It really confuses a lot of people, and I don't really care for it myself. And right now, I'm learning how to make thumbnails, but I'm hoping that I don't ever do that. I know I won't because I know it really confuses a lot of people because it confuses me and everybody else as
Yep.
much as it confuses other people.
Absolutely. Just like Matt says, it desensitizes you. Oh, well, such and such said, it's going to be a tornado-rific day and going to have all these tornadoes everywhere. Everybody better get in the basement, stay there for the whole weekend, and it turns out you get a run-of-the-mill thunderstorm, maybe mainly sub-severe, might get a severe pop here and there, but, I agree with Matt. Clickbaiting is really puts a lot of there might be good people out there doing stuff and get into the clickbaiting part of it, and they could lose. To me, I don't. They would lose me as a follower. That's something I'm not that big of a fan of.
Yeah, they would as well to me.
You got any other questions for us, Nick?
Not at the moment.
All right. Well, hey, we took up about a half an hour of your time here. Why don't you go ahead and plug everywhere where we can find you on social media, YouTube, and kind of tell everybody a little bit about what they can expect when they go to your social media pages.
All right, let me just get to it here.
Go for
I
it.
could
Take your time.
share.
Buddy, you're like me. If it ain't written down in front of me, I ain't remembering none of them.
Yeah. So on Twitter, you can go visit Weatherman Nick or at the Country Vlog. You can see my profile picture. I put weather forecaster Nicholas Driver, Weatherman Nick, and you can see my face and all wearing my hat. And I do actually have a link to my channel via my Twitter account, and you can click on it, and it takes you straight to my YouTube channel, also called Weatherman Nick. And I do have a few things on there, just not very much at the moment.
Well, I'm sure
And
Matt is going to probably plug all your stuff on our descriptions where we'll have all of them linked, right, Matt?
Yep, I'll definitely in the description. I'll put all of your social media handles. I'll find your YouTube page. I'll link your YouTube page, and then on our Facebook page, our Twitter page, and TikTok, we'll make sure that we're plugging everything for you on there as well. So we're getting there. We're not quite to your level at 1,500, but we're slowly getting there. We have been doing things slowly and steadily. We have a bunch of events coming up, so stay tuned for that. That's going to be fun. We're going to be in a parade. We just had interviewed you today, and on Friday we interviewed a man who was sitting in his truck at work during his break, and his truck got struck by lightning. So, got a lot of cool things going on here. Hopefully people are liking it, but for sure we'll definitely plug you, and we appreciate you being here, man. Means a lot.
I appreciate y'all for contacting me, and I will help y'all out as well and share y'all's content via my Twitter and Facebook and YouTube and TikTok even. And I'll share that out for everybody to see. And I have watched some of the videos on y'all's YouTube channel. Y'all do really good on it, and I really like what y'all are doing.
We appreciate that. We
Thank you.
we work hard. We definitely, I'm sure we're a little bit different in our approach than most people as far as the content we put out. If people don't know, we try to say it in every video. Safety and education are our primary goals with this weather team. I mean, obviously, we wouldn't be a weather team if we didn't get out and get our hands dirty in the weather, but we want to, find kids like you, and we want to build you guys up because one day,
Not a kid. That's a young man right there.
young man,
He's got his sights set.
you're right. Because one day we're not going to be able to get out and do it. And without guys like you, Nick, where's the storm chasing community going to be? So, that's why we focus on the things we do, because we want to pass the knowledge on that we have to the next generation.
Absolutely. And Matt, maybe you should let him know where he could reach us on Zello, maybe our mutual aid channel.
Yeah, well, now that I got your number, I'll hit you up here in a little bit and we'll put you in the mutual aid channel. And if you and your team want to hop on there and you ever need any help or anything, we'll hop on if we can, and we'll definitely give you guys some assistance. So
Thank you.
Absolutely. Do you use oh, what is that one that you follow them around?
Life 360.
Spotter Network.
Oh, Spotter Network.
Spotter Network or Live 360.
I do not use any of those. I've been trying to figure out how to get to them, and just
We
use
got
Spotter
you.
Network because it interests me to figure out where the chasers are.
Absolutely, buddy. I don't know about Matt, but speaking for myself, we'll do whatever we can do to help you out. Any questions, weather wise or forecasting wise or radar wise, whatever, either one of us. Uh, I don't know about Matt, but for me, if I don't know the answer, I'm just going to make something up and make it sound really
I do also want to mention, sorry if I interrupted anybody here,
cool.
but I do want to say a good thank you to my parents for helping push me to meet my dreams and get to the point where I'm at. They helped me get here, and they're taking me places where I can meet meteorologists. I have met James Spann in person. Really cool to meet him. Met a couple of my local meteorologists, and I'm excited to meet some more. I think I'm trying to plan a trip to go meet my local news station pretty soon. So
Very cool.
Very
Get in there and see how it's done in there. The good thing about it is with the storm chasing community anymore, even if you're a chaser, a lot of times now you can get affiliated with a news station, and that's a good way to make some easy cash because you're out doing what you love, and they're going to pay you to do it, to be out there getting that coverage. So definitely getting good with local news media if you plan on staying around the area. And yeah, another person in your area too, if you have ever watched the 42711 coverage from James Spann, if you ever get a chance to meet Jason Simpson, he's
basically,
he was the guy that was on the coverage with James Spann that day, but he is really good at what he does too. So if
Did
I
you
think
say Jamie Simpson?
no, now you made me forget what Jason Simpson.
Oh,
Yeah,
there was a world of difference, and both of them are meteorology.
yeah. Jamie Simpson's a local guy. Well, used to be a local guy up here, but yeah, Jason Simpson. I think he's in Huntsville. Look him up and maybe try to get in contact with him because, like I said, he learned a lot from James Spann, and he's really good at what he does too. So, just to point you in a couple directions
During
down there in your area.
during the Memorial Day tornadoes, do you remember? And that was 2019.
Yeah.
Do you remember the guy? He went YouTube famous for it. The meteorologist that got really upset about people tweeting in about not covering the storm because they wanted to see The Bachelor and all that. Do you remember that?
I don't remember any parts of 19 from those days because I was, at the time young and doing school and all.
Yeah.
But I recently there has been a lot of complaints, which does make me very upset and makes a lot of WX Twitter and everybody out there really upset. A lot of people complain on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, everywhere they can because they're breaking in their TV show like football, basketball, and it's really what they do is really what we need to keep us safe, and it's a good thing that they do it, but some people just do not respect that, unfortunately.
100% correct. And that was the basis of that whole Jamie Simpson thing, is that he was rather irate about the situation. They're worried about The Bachelor, and he flat out, look him up when we get off here. He was saying exactly what you were saying. This is a very important. Lives are in danger. We need to cover. We need to give warning. As far in advance as they can on that. So that was one of his things. I think it was a cool movie or cool clip. And He's from my area. He's one of my local meteorologists. Have you toured? You was talking about going and meet some meteorologists and stuff like that. Have you ever had the opportunity? No, no. I think they're just now opening up the NWS offices for tours again. I think that
Say the last part of that again.
they are just now starting to reopen the National Weather Service offices to take tours. I was going to ask him if he took a tour, but he started in the pandemic, so no.
Yeah, definitely. If you get a chance, take a tour of your local National Weather Service office too. Just getting in there and seeing all the different equipment they use, it'll give you a whole newfound respect for kind of what they do. I've been to one a long time ago, but during the pandemic, we got to do a virtual tour of the National Weather Service office, and we kind of got to see, when you're using 3 different computers and you're having to, tweet out stuff and get on Facebook and monitor National Weather Service chat and, just the multitude of things they're doing at the same time. It'll definitely give you a newfound respect for what they actually have to do on severe weather days.
Yeah, I've had a few people that have tried to get contact in the NWS for me. I have a lot of teachers that are supportive, and a lot of them know the NWS and all, and they've been talking to me about calling them up and telling them about me and maybe being able to tour. I'm pretty excited, and I'm going to try to tour maybe Birmingham and Huntsville, just to kind of get a feel of everything. But right now I got one date set for May 29th to go visit my local news station. So pretty excited for that one.
Very good.
Make sure you take a camera or your phone or whatever, get as much footage as you can that they'll allow you to get. Put that on YouTube. That's that's definitely good footage there. So make sure you definitely get some footage while you're there.
Document.
See if you can do a quick interview with the meteorologist there, have a quick little chat with him or something like that. So, that's the stuff people definitely like to see. So, make sure that, wherever you go, like Al said, document as much as you can, because you never know what it can lead to further down the road.
Well, exactly. And like you were talking about making thumbnails and stuff like that, when you get this, it's referred to as B-roll. Just get stuff, get some time lapse of clouds moving or stuff like that. Just hold them back, because you can make you a quick little intro before your things of some past events that you've done. So document, and back it up.
I do want to mention, I do have this one wall cloud time lapse. I don't know if y'all seen it. It was recent, probably about it was probably 2 weeks ago. There was this QLC storm that came through my area, and I was able to capture a good wall cloud, or no, it's a shelf cloud, my bad. Shelf cloud moving through, and I was able to catch it on time lapse.
Very cool.
Very good.
But hey, we won't keep you any longer, Nick. We'll definitely keep in contact, and in the meantime, you can look for this interview on our Facebook, or excuse me, our YouTube page at the Professional Storm Responders. You can find us at Twitter at PSR Responders. I believe on TikTok it's PSR Responders 22, and on Facebook at Professional Storm Responders. Once again, Matt and Al, we would love once again for you guys to go show love to Nick. He's amazing at what he does. Like I said, anybody that's got Reed Timmer and James Spann following them, they have to be doing something right. So,
Absolutely.
Make sure you go give this guy some love. Once again, follow him on all forms of social media, and we definitely appreciate you taking some time out of your day to be here, Nick.
And hopefully we can make this last and do some collabs with you about different things, not just weather wise, but maybe in future videos. We can come over to one of your videos if you need something talked about, whether it's the media side of things or maybe fire, because Matt's more media related than that, and I'm fire EMS. It might be something we can knock 2 birds with 1 stone out of a video for you if you ever need it. I mean, like I said, we're going to be here for you, whatever we can do to help. teach and explain to you, you can count us in.
And I'll definitely, if y'all need to hit me up again as well, I'm available. Any questions for me that y'all may, want to ask. But I'm pretty sure it'd probably be me asking the more of the questions. But
Hey, you never know, buddy. You never know.
thank y'all for having me. I've definitely enjoyed, talking about my passion, because I do a lot of that here.
Yeah.
Very good.
We appreciate
It
having
was
you.
our
man.
honor.
And
Was our honor.
Yeah, you have a great night, and we'll make sure we talk soon here, okay?
All right. Y'all too.